Welcome to the $3 Podcast. Who is Eric Buckley?
My name is Eric Buckley. I am a founder of LeadSpot. I'm a father of two. I am a sports fan. I'm a big reader. I'm a former college athlete. And I'm really excited to be doing this right now.
What caused you to want to start a business?
So I saw that lead generation largely was broken. I see that folks are having to depend on ineffective, dated strategies that really aren't working anymore. I was in sales for my entire career. I saw firsthand how broken lead generation can be. Lots of noise, ineffective outreach, chasing bad leads, friction between sales and marketing. So we decided to focus on what works. And we prioritize precision, we lead with content, and we create real conversations.
Newbie question, what is a lead?
A lead in our context, in business-to-business context, is someone that matches your audience profile. So if you're a plumbing equipment provider, you would be focused on plumbers. You'd be focused on maybe manufacturers. Geographically, maybe in North America, and at certain sized companies. So a profile of your ideal audience would then kind of bubble up. So that's kind of the first step. The next step is then to find these people for you and have them become interested in your solutions and your services. That level of interest matched with your accurate ideal customer profile is a high quality lead.
How did it feel taking the first step as LeadSpot?
It was one of the proudest, happiest moments of my life, honestly. I've always had in the back of my mind that I don't want to work for someone else my entire life. And so having the opportunity and kind of the timing matched up nicely, where taking that first step, it was finally time for me. And it's the proudest I've ever felt, but it's also probably the scariest I've ever felt.
What led you to bring your sons on board to LeadSpot?
Number one, trust. I know that with my boys, any decision that we make together always has the best interests of our clients in mind. We're aligned in our values. We're aligned in what we deem to be most important. And also, my career has taken many paths, and it hasn't always been easy. And if I could, as any good father wants to, I think, if I can create a slightly easier road for them both, if I can open up opportunities that might lead to different paths, different outcomes that they wouldn't have been able to kind of start on their own, it's a job well done for me.
How have you handled adjusting to being a father and a business partner at the same time?
I'm still figuring that one out. That one is that's been truly a puzzle every day. So I have to balance and try to remember, they're 20 and they're 23. It's not their first job by any means, but it's their first kind of office corporate job. And there's things that I take for granted that they just don't know. And so it's been a lot of kind of taking a minute, stepping back. Okay, he's 20. He's never sent an email before. Okay, he's 23. He doesn't know what expenses are. So it's been fun, but it's been more challenging than I expected. Drawing the line, I think the most difficult thing so far has been, where do I draw the line between dad and boss? When do I take the gloves off and dock pay for being late, or send someone home when a normal employee probably would have been? That's been tough for me, but we're learning it together.
You teach your sons about business and professional life. What are your sons teaching you?
In my long career, I thought I came to a place where I figured a lot of it out. And then spending 2-3 months with a couple Gen Zers, 23, 20-year-olds, they just communicate differently, they research differently, they look for different outcomes. They've taught me to work smarter, to tab software where maybe before I would have taken a longer approach. They've opened my eyes to how to work more effectively, and it surprises the heck out of me every day.
What is the experience like for a LeadSpot customer?
With each client, we try to make sure first that they're they qualify, for lack of a better term, to work together, and that goes both ways. So we can't generate leads and meetings for everyone, and so it has to be a good fit. And what I mean by that is usually some solution as opposed to a service, some viable brand, content, a bit of authority with their audience always helps. So the first thing is we have to be very careful about who we bring on. We don't want to kind of set inaccurate expectations and lead someone to believe we'll be able to generate all kinds of leads and meetings when we can't. So qualifying the client is really important as a first step. But from there, they truly get a personalized, support-driven approach from us. So we would want to sit with them to understand everything about their business, who they're targeting, what their value prop is, how they differentiate, who their competitors are, and how we can overcome objections together to start to book the leads, start to schedule those meetings that they need.
Tell us about landing your first client.
Luckily, we were able to bring a few clients over from my last agency. And so our first client started from our very first month in business, our very first week in business, and it was an absolute godsend. That paid the bills for our entire first year and let us focus on trying to bring on new revenue, trying to bring on new logos. The hard part that no one tells you about from running a day-to-day business, the small details, billing, invoicing, dealing with vendors, finding vendors, establishing kind of your brand, creating content. So landing those first customers for us was over the moon. It gave us a feeling like, wow, this can work. We're actually doing this. I've paid my rent from an invoice that was paid that we sent from LeadSpot, and this is all actually happening. So we were over the moon, but it didn't last long because it was, let's get to business now, let's deliver.
What is the LeadSpot brand?
We wanted to be bright and in your face and say, you're going to remember us. And so we went with LeadSpot Orange. The LeadSpot name, it was a combination of all three. We were just trying to think of, what would be relevant, what hasn't someone else used already, what would be memorable, and we kind of just came up with it together. So the brand, the spot, I'm very proud of. Jameson, my son, came up with that on his own. That's for us. That's something we'll always have together, something we'll always share and kind of be able to look back on and remember how it started.
How are Aidan and Jameson the same, but different as sons?
Sometimes I can be amazed at how two people born from the same couple can be so different. It blows my mind. So Jameson's our baby. He's 20, and he is the engineer mind of the family. So he is process driven, he is lists, he is organization, he is spreadsheets, and that's why he's our controller. He handles our billing, our finances. Nothing gets by this guy. Aidan is our older. He's in charge of all of our outreach. He has built our cold email tech stack and our entire process. He is a genius when it comes to tech, when it comes to putting together disparate pieces of technology to create a stack that absolutely produces what we need it to produce. Aidan is incredible and has absolutely blown me away. Where he differs from Jameson is it's tough to get him here on time sometimes. It's tough to keep him on task sometimes. It's tough to remind him to shower. But at the end of the day, they each bring something so different in terms of value, and we could not absolutely last even a week without both of them.
What role does AI have in what you all do at LeadSpot?
We could not do anything that we're doing without AI. It's funny, we joke about it. If ChatGPT, AI, it all started right around when we started. So we started in November of 22. I think it might have been January of 23 when, it really came on the scene, and it could not have timed out more nicely for how we use it. ChatGPT, OpenAI et al. Is a big driver in our tech stack. The enrichment capabilities, the machine learning, the NLP, the amount of data we can feed into this tech and direct it to output the specific messaging, the specific personalization we need, it's a godsend. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without it.
What kind of customer fuels your drive, Eric?
We like to work with tech startups. So Series C, Series D, these guys have kind of proven their solution. Now they're getting funding because they need to make money. So they're looking at growth, they're looking to scale. This is our ideal customer. They have a solution, they have an audience, they've maybe seen some product market fit. Now they need to start to grow, and their investors are looking for it. So they look to us to make sure they can get it done.
How can someone become a LeadSpot customer?
Come find us at www.lead-spot.net. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Eric Buckley. I'm quite active on LinkedIn. You can find us on Reddit. You can visit the website and schedule a call, schedule a demo. We're very accessible. We'd be happy to meet with you.
What comes to mind when you think about business, family, and positive outcomes for you, your sons, and LeadSpot as we close this out?
We are truly a family brand. It's not a tagline. We're not some faceless corporation. My two sons are founders. We're truly growing this thing from the ground up. And for anyone else thinking maybe they're an imposter and that starting a business, being a founder, bringing in their family isn't for them, trust me, if we can do it, you can do it. And I would say go for it.